Assalamualaikum and hi to our lecturer and fellow classmates. So today my group, which is me, Nurul Rasmi Azza, Nurul Azirna Ayuni and Afika Izzati, we are going to explain about graph line and how we translated or transform a data to a graph line. So first thing first, I want to explain what is graph line and how do line graph work. A line graph is a type of graph in which individual data points are connected by lines. It is sometimes referred to as line plot or a line chart. Quantitative values are shown on a line graph for a given time period. Line graphs are frequently used in finance to show an asset or security's historical price behavior. Line graph can be contrasted with other data visualizations such as pie charts and bar charts. So how to construct a line graph? So basically, to construct a line graph, it consists two axes, which is x-axis, horizontal line, and y-axis, the vertical. Each axis represents a different data type, and the point at which they intersect is 0. Each axis should be labeled according to the data measured along that axis. Then, each axis should be divided in appropriate increments, like day 1, day 2, day 3, and others. The second important thing is title. Line graph may have title above the graph to explain what the graph is about. Third one is legend. The legend explains what each dependent variable is and how to distinguish different sets of data. As an example, each dependent variable is marked with its own color. The box that explains what each color means is the legend. The fourth one is data. This is the information on our graph. It is the item that creates the dots that gets connected to form the lines of our chart. So the last one is what is exactly line graph used for? So line graphs are used to track changes over different periods of time. Line graph can also be used as a tool for comparison, to compare changes over the same period of time for more than one group. So here is the data that has been given to us to translate it or transform it into a line graph. So the data is about number of people with positive COVID-19 in Miri, Cebu, Bintulu, and Kuching from March 2020 until July 2020. Next up is the graph that we have been transformed, the data that we have been transformed into a line graph. So we used Microsoft Excel to do this. So let me and my friends start to explain what is the graph about and how to read the line graph. So this graph shows the number of people with positive COVID-19 in Miri, Cebu, Bintulu, and Kuching from March 2020 until July 2020. Overall, the number of people with positive COVID-19 fluctuated widely over the months.
As you can see, the number of people with positive COVID-19 in Miri increased gradually from March to April at 11 to 13 people, but then start to drop quickly to 0 on May and remain steady until July. Meanwhile, the number of people with COVID-19 in Cebu decreased slightly from March to April and rose slightly to May and start to decline gradually from June to July, which is only 1 people.
Next, the number of people with COVID-19 in Bintulu start by 5 to 7 people in March to April and the graph dipped at 1 people in May. Next, the graph increased sharply by 9 people in June and the graph decreased slightly by 5 people in July. While in Kuching, the number of people with COVID-19 start at 9 in March and increased dramatically to 23 people in April, then the graph continue to rise gradually at 24 people in May. However, the number of people with COVID-19 decreased sharply to 9 people in June and increased gradually to 8 people in July.
In conclusion, we can see here that the number of people with COVID-19 in Kuching was the highest in May, which is 24 people, contrasted with the lowest number of people with COVID-19 in Miri, which was the lowest in graph can be clearly seen in May, June and July, which is 0 people. Graph and charts are effective visual tools because they present information quickly and easily. It is not surprising that graphs are commonly used by print and electronic media. Sometimes data can be better understood when presented by a graph than by a table because the graph can reveal a trend of comparison.
So we have come to the end of the presentation. That's all from us. Hope this video helps a little to identify how to convey information, talk, chart and graph.
Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.